everybody. Thank you guys so much for chatting with me today. I am so excited to be here to chat with all of you guys. So welcome to Rolling Out Rides Design and Dialogue. I'm your host, Jackie Clarke, and I'm super excited to be chatting to the cast of A La Carte, an all-Black original scripted series, which centers around on the Black millennial dating experience and one girl's journey to the place where she never thought she'd end up, which is on the side. So the show is spicy, you guys. It's seriously relatable, and it's giving all the feels and energy. It's full of entanglements, situationships, and of course, heartbreak. So with that being said, I'm so honored to be here with Pauline Dyer, Jesse Wu, Kendall, and Jenna Nolan. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
We're missing Courtney, but it's okay. We're gonna do this and plug through. So I want to jump right in. I'm here with Rolling Out, so we want to talk about design and dialogue, and obviously your thought process. But I want to know from each of you, and we'll start with you, Jenna. What's your first reaction to the script, and why did you choose this project? So I want to know from all of y'all, but we'll start with Jenna.
Yes, my first reaction to the script generally was like, wow. And that's the one adjective that I can describe for the whole 6 episodes was just wow. It's a lot in 6 episodes. You have drama, you have comedy, you have a lot of stuff going on, and it centers on Mahogany. But even the 4 of us, like the 3 of us, that's her friends, we have a lot going on in each in our personal lives, and so it really drew me in, especially my character Shira. She's a very complex character. She's the only going into the show. She's the only relationship on the show. It's like the perfect relationship that she thinks she has, and we dive into that and that whole ball of fun that relationship is. And so I loved the script, and I loved character because she is so complex, and she is so she's a lot going on, that on the outside she thinks everything's perfect, but inside her life is a little rocky.
Jesse, yourself?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
No worries. That's great. It was what was your first reaction to the script, and why did you choose that to participate?
Oh, well, I played part of Misha, and her lines were funny, so I was like, oh yeah, I would love to play a comedic role. This is my first acting job, so I had been spending a year auditioning, and this is what I first got, and it's comedic. I get to explore, sex in a very fun way. So yeah, that's what attracted me to the script.
I love that. Kendall, yourself?
I play Rain Moore. What attracted me was Rain he was Kendall in a lot of ways. Kendall has female friends, and he is the voice of reason of his friends. So I was like, hey, why not dive into it? And then on top of that, it's an all-Black show, and it's an all-Black cast. And it's about millennials. I'm a millennial. So we dive into a lot of issues that millennials have, especially when it comes to dating, being put on the side. I don't think I probably was. We'll talk about that later. But no, that's what it was. Oh, my dad and I are very close in real life. Rain is very close with his dad. And then also, Rain, you'll get to see it, but Rain is a part of the LGBTQ community, and you get to touch on it, but it's not like that's his whole storyline. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, because you don't have people that's straight that say, yeah, because I'm straight. No, it's like, that's who he is, that's his sexuality. But Rain has other issues that we can worry about besides who he want to lay down with at night. So you'll get to see that later.
Pauline, yourself? I love that.
I really liked a lot of parts of the script. It's created and written by Brianna Hogan, amazing, beautiful writer. She really made some authentic characters. You feel like you know them personally, and you feel like you have a mirror on yourself. I think there was just a lot of moments where my character Mahogany Rose, I was like, oh yeah, I can understand what she's dealing with personally. We've all struggled with finding the right guy. We've all struggled with thinking we're with the right guy. And we've all probably struggled with finding out that guy might have other things and other people in his life that are maybe more important than you. And and also it deals with what we call adulting, coming into the workforce, trying to figure out how to transition from college into your career. She's a little older than, 21, she's in her mid 20s. But I think all the characters are kind of trying to still come into their own in the professional sense, and also still exploring their identity and their sexuality, which are totally different.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, thank you, shout out to All Blk. They gave me a little insight. And first of all, after episode 3, I was like, y'all can't leave me like this. Y'all are giving me different elements. And it's funny, I see a bit of myself personally in every one of your stories. And I wanted to ask you that as well. I've heard a lot of actors choose roles that are similar to who they are in real life. Are any of you guys similar to your characters, or are you different? And anybody can start.
I mean,
I can say that I'm similar to Rain, but there's some things that are different. But most of all, yeah, I'm very similar to Rain. So
yeah, without saying too much, I mean, like, I've gone through what Shira goes through in the show, and so that hit close to home. So it wasn't that hard to tap into that emotion.
Yeah, I will say I can relate to Mahogany, but I'm very different from her. I think we as actors have to, do our research and fill in for the things we didn't go through that our character's going through. And the unique, funny thing about my character was she was already Southern, and I'm from Mississippi. So I was like, what are the chances somebody wrote a character about a Southern girl moving to LA? And I just thought it was a crazy coincidence. So that made it a little easier to bring that to the character without having to think about how to be Southern,
Yeah.
So, because I've lived it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, Misha, she's more free sexually, but I can relate to, her being educated, her being free thinking, her being, a smart mouth, her being like the life of the party, like, so yeah, we do have a lot of similarities while we have a lot of differences. Yeah.
I love that. And Pauline, you talked about it a little bit. If you were already Southern, so this was a Southern role, so it kind of fit. I want to know, how do you guys prepare for your characters? Because if you're not playing somebody who you're kind of like, how do you guys prepare? Is it method acting? Is it like researching habits and or weight gain, weight loss? Like, what is that process like for each of you? And I'll start with you, Pauline.
Oh, weight loss. Oh my God. Dejan was like, look, y'all, I hired y'all because y'all look good. And those crop tops, I was like, oh God, ooh, can't eat lunch today. I think we all had a little of that, trying to make sure we brought our push-up bras to work, and making sure we ate right. Because one thing when you're on set is you got to have the energy to go all day, and we were shooting in 18 days, and just John really knocked it out.
Yeah.
It was just, you gotta make sure your skin is clear, just keep those things in mind, because we're representing a rainbow of beautiful Black people, and we have to take care of ourselves. And that doesn't always mean you're small in size and skinny, but definitely you gotta be, your clothes gotta fit. So I was like, this is my shirt. Okay, no lunch today.
Now we're running up and I was just like, oh, you guys are good. I'm not doing any of that running. I completely agree. What about yourself, Kendall?
Definitely some. I had to tap in when it came to methods with certain scenes. But when it comes to Kendall is slim. Y'all know this. Kendall is slim and tall. I don't have to be in the gym like that. I try to stay in there to keep a little. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm trying to be a hot boy this summer, and it's frustrating me and my homeboys because my body is not where I see some of these people on Instagram. So I just say, you know what, just forget it. Worry about the lines, worry about, what you need to do, and show up and show out. So really, no, I just use some methods when it came to certain scenes.
Yes. Jesse, yourself?
Wait, what was the question again? Because I hear people talking about their body. What was the question again?
Girl, I got you. It was, how do you prepare for, a lot of people, how do you prepare for becoming the character you are? Was it losing weight? Was it, researching?
Nah, everybody here knows I love to eat. So I was always eating on set. I think for me, it just was like, this is my first acting job. So it was my first time doing sex scenes or whatever. So, you know, making sure, you know, okay, are we, all right, cool. You know, sometimes when the sex scene would be at the end of a long shooting day, you know, so you got to make sure that coochie air ain't, you know, it ain't disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Making sure we, you know, we got to pass by the bathroom real quick. All right, I'm good. You know, that was really my thing for preparation, because I'm an actress. I'm very sensitive about my work. I make sure that I'm well equipped physically and mentally. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, amen. It's the Haitian. You're Haitian, correct?
I'm very Haitian, and you Haitians we don't do that body odor shit. Especially, I know in the 90s there was that whole HBO joke. No, that's very inaccurate. Haitians love to take baths a day. Okay. So
I'm
yeah,
Caribbean
I mean, put it out.
so
Exact. Like, you know, Caribbean folks, like, listen, if we got to go outside and take a bucket of water, we're gonna make it do what it do. So I feel like that was my approach to this. It's like, oh my God, because like there was sometimes when you show up and it's like, yeah, your sex scene today. What? Oh my God, is that what, you know, because things were going, we had such a short time to do everything. And so things would get switched around. Maybe somebody's schedule, you know, was, you know, out of whack. So they had to make it work. So yeah, that was my approach.
I love that. And Jenna, yourself?
I would say for episode 3, if you haven't seen it, there was a lot of emotion that came with that. And so just tapping into that, and then we had the next day we had to pick up a scene. So like it was just like, I was telling Dejan the other day, I was like, I'm gonna need Shire to be happy season 2. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot. But as far as like Pauline said, to me it would put me in some crop tops. So yeah, there was no lunch that day, or I had to be like, okay, I can't eat that. Hold on, like, and it wasn't me starving.
Jenna, you'll be eating too. So bye.
I know, but I was like, I can't eat like how I was gonna eat. But so like we never like starved ourselves, nothing like that, because that is very healthy. But if I was eat like a salad or something, and especially in like the scenes where you do have intimacy scenes, like Jessie said,
yeah,
you're like you're good, and like I had a intimacy scene kind of, and you know I was in a very tight thing and little lingerie, so I just had to make sure, you know, I was oiled up and everything was put together, and you know I had to make sure I looked good. You know, that was my first time doing that on camera for a show. So that had me, I had a lot of pressure on myself. Not that anybody else was giving me pressure, but pressure on myself. I was like, listen, Mike, I'll pull him aside. Look, if you see something, say HBO, you know what I mean? I need you to let me know if something's hanging. And so, yeah. It was
Get me right. Get me all the way right. And I will say, you guys are a beautiful cast of people. Okay. When I clicked it, I was like, yes, with the melanin and all the color and the shades, I'm loving it. It's giving. But as you guys are talking about steamy scenes, there are a few. Okay. I was clutching my invisible pearls. Oh, Mahogany. Okay, Pauline. I was clutching my invisible pearls in my bed. And kudos to, literally, I was in bed like this and the dog's looking at me like, ma'am, are you okay? I was like, it was given. How do you guys prepare for something so intimate with people that you naturally haven't built that bond with? And this is just a different level of acting, but what is your process? Because, you know, between Pauline and Jessie, all of y'all, I was just like, I don't know if I could have done it. I give you guys props, because me, I don't know. So Pauline, how did you prepare for some of, you know, those scenes with, you know, with fine co-star? Because I be able to, yeah. No, when you talk about acting, you got to be on point. Not everybody can do the job that you guys are doing.
Yes. Acting is very serious. You know, they always tell you to go have fun. But I will say, you know, when you're dealing with some of the things we dealt with on this show, like intimacy, it is a very serious part of the job to not go into it just thinking like, just let's see what happens. So I will say, Courtney Burrell, you know, he got cast about 8 hours before we started. And I met him the day he came on set, and we immediately started building chemistry. He made me very comfortable, and it was like a godsend, to be honest, because we sat and we talked. We had a very serious conversation starting off, because we had intimate scenes very soon. And the chemistry was like secondary to him kind of knowing me personally. I'm a victim of sexual assault, and I was still struggling with that going into this project. So to have a scene partner be respectful of that. Courtney Burrell shared with me things about, growing up, being raised by a single mother and protecting her. So, I just saw a side of him that was sincere. It wasn't like manipulative to make me feel comfortable. It was just honest. And I will say he looked out and protected me so many days on set. He would stand there and wait for me to cover up, before we had to reset scenes. He would just stand and block me just to cover my body. And we even had conversations, all of us had conversations with our scene partners at some point about are you in a relationship or not? Because we want to be respectful to each other's partners. That's something you want to make sure you don't cross the line with your scene partner. You don't want to just go in and assume they're okay with tongue kissing, you want to be mindful if they're married or dating or, they have a significant other. So I will say the intimacy scenes, yes, the audience gets to enjoy the characters, but us as the actors, we have to take it very serious and communicate with each other so it can be done respectfully and safe.
I love that. And that's, what you talked about as a side I've never actually really heard, because I'm not in the field, right? So when you think about talking with your scene partner and having those one-on-one conversations and thinking about their partner, I've never thought of it because it's not part of my daily life, but I think that's respectful. And, again, thank you for being so vulnerable and honest with, what has happened with you personally. Thank you for sharing that because, unfortunately it happens to a lot of people and a lot of people feel don't want to talk about it, but I commend you greatly for sharing that and the strength that you did. So I appreciate you for sharing that with this audience. I wanted to ask you guys, what is one of your favorite lines from the show? So, Kendall, we'll start with you, or anybody can start because I might give you a minute to think about it. What is your favorite line? Because there's some lines in there that have me rolling, I'm not gonna lie. Anyone can start it.
I'll start. Yes. Jessie says something in the first episode, and she says, your tongue doing the Macarena, but no one knows, or whatever she said, no one knows besides us. Every time we would redo that scene, she would spit out a different line. She would have me and Kendall dying. So the scene that you see at the nightclub, me and Kendall laughing, that is genuine reaction of laughter. Because Jessie, each time, rolling, okay, and action, spill a different line, and each line was funny. It was so natural to her. But that, it's like the Macarena, the cha-cha slide, the tongue.
The Tootsie Roll.
She was saying
everything. Doing the Tootsie Roll.
It was so funny. That's one of my favorites.
I love that. Yeah, honestly, there was a lot of funny lines. It seems natural that you guys have this relationship. Anybody else have any funny lines or any particular lines you enjoyed from the show?
I have a favorite one, but I don't know it. Kendall, it's your line about you bitches need to get a support bra. I'm through.
When y'all kept coming over?
Yeah, you said you were tired of being our support.
Yeah. I think mine is when we were at the bar with Mahogany, and I'm like, girl, you out here fucking strangers with the little coochie God gave you? That was funny. I think that whole scene is so chaotic between Kendall and I and Mahogany. When you look at her towards the end, she legit looks like damn, did I really think this?
Oh, okay. Now that we saying that, I got a couple of them. One is when Pauline said, move, nigga. Because everybody had a move, nigga moment. Move, nigga.
Yeah. That was funny. That was funny.
At the bar when she came in and thought she was about to get Belvedere off of me.
I said,
get that whole Tito's.
That is my favorite line. That is my favorite line.
And then we said something about her something about it being cheap. And I was like, well, look at her out. Somebody look at her outfit. And when they showed that outfit, oh my God, I was dying. That outfit was horrible.
I felt the shade through the screen. But what I love about what I've seen so far is, the show stems around, obviously, Mahogany, but it also stems around friendship for me and supporting of friends through their relationships. And as you know, we support our friends through the good, but more often than not, the bad. But what I want to know from just you guys personally, and I want this to be something that our audience can take away from, how can someone be a supportive friend without condemning them or belittling them for the actions in a situation, even if you don't agree? Because there's a part Mahogany, I don't want to give out too much because, people haven't seen it yet, but y'all were coming at her at each different angle, the bar, in the house. So how do you guys support your friend, even if you don't agree? And anybody can start.
I think when we were coming at her, I think we were just teasing. I don't think we were really judging, because I feel like this group of friends on A La Carte, we say what it is, but we don't really judge. And everybody just kind of, take it with a grain of salt. But to me, I didn't feel like we were coming at her. We were, but it was like how a brother and sister would do.
Yeah.
I think in life, right? Like coming from Shira, she's a very judgmental friend. I think it's about the tone that you say things maybe to your friend if you don't agree. Because like I have friends that I don't agree with anything they say, but I try to understand how they think that it's right or how they are justifying it, right? So I think if you talk to them with an open heart, there's like tough love in the world. You know what I mean? You're gonna have that tough love friend. And I think if you have that conversation with them, like, look, I know I'm not judging you right now. I just want you to see where I'm coming from and I'll see where you're coming from and maybe meet in the middle. I don't know. It's tough. It's tricky.
Mm-hmm. It is. Anybody else have any thoughts on that? Any more thoughts?
I think the best support your friend is maybe just listen. Yeah. For people in the audience watching, because a lot of people don't know what to say. And it's hard to choose your words carefully when in your friend group, because you can be so honest. So yeah, maybe listen.
Yeah, listen, and then after you give your thoughts, let's go get some drinks, child. Let's move on to the next. Like that's it. Just because you have a disagreement doesn't mean that things end. You just move on.
Yeah, I agree. Or you could do, the vodka, the Tito's in the morning at 10 a.m.
Yes.
You could do that too. You could do that too.
That's always an option.
If you could hang. I don't know if I could, but if you could hang, yes. So two more last questions. How, as this is design and dialogue, how have each of you shaped and designed your careers thus far? Like, has there been any intentional thought in like, I want to be an actor and this is what I'm going to do and these are the steps, or has it just been a natural flow and just kind of letting life happen? Pauline, we'll start with you.
Well, I started in second grade. I had good grades and my teacher said, well, she can have the lead role because she has more time to study for the lines. And to me, I just thought, oh, it's because I must be a natural or something. But no, I started in second grade and then I made it my major in college. My brother said, go with your heart and you'll never feel like you're working a day in your life. And I stopped doing math. I was originally a math major. I moved out to LA. I broke up with a guy for it, a great guy. So I've kind of always put it first. Even when I didn't know what to do, I would just keep the faith, I told myself this, and hopefully this helps any other actor watching or listening. I was like, even bad actors be getting jobs. So I said, I wasn't really focused on, was I good enough? I kind of just was focused on staying consistent enough, I can't remember what Denzel says, but he says something about there's no luck, success is that's like ready for every opportunity, and one day they'll say yes, you might get hired to play a bad actor. Shit, you got a job. That's all that really matters, Believe in yourself and keep doing it. I mean, I know there's a lot of people doing it. There's a lot of Black girls out here, but you got to keep going. If we all gave up, we wouldn't be on this show now,
Absolutely. I love that. I love that.
For me, I've always wanted to act, but it's only within the last year that I actually started auditioning and stuff like that. It's not easy. And I think a lot of times people, maybe they think like people like Kendall and I, because we have these followings, that our doors are being shut down for roles. And it's not like that. I remember, I first built my platform 2017. And later on that year, I went to work for BT and I was there for a couple of years. And I was an on-screen reporter, journalist. And I remember them bringing people that had followings and those people couldn't even read the prompter. It would be very much, hi, thank you for watching. This is B. It wasn't, hi, welcome to BT. We're going to be discussing A La Carte this evening. We have Jenna Nolan. We have Pauline Dot. It wasn't like that. It was like, we have Pauline Dot. Like, it's not easy. this is not easy. Like, just because you have a platform or just because you know somebody that knows somebody, you still have to put in the work. So I'm really learning that. And, you know, more times than often when you audition, you don't get it. Like, you ask any actor out here, they will have 300 auditions in a year and probably land 2. But, you know, like, those 2 might change your life. You know what I mean? So you never know. So I'm just excited about embarking on this next chapter, taking it seriously, and, you know, being in more shows. Of course, continuing this show, I think it's a great one. I think that, you know, if people really take the time to tune in, to watch it and give us a chance, I think it could go really far.
I love that.
For me, I would definitely say that I've always been in entertainment since I was a kid, not in the industry, but just dance. I was a drum major in high school. I stepped, all of that. I always wanted to act, but I just didn't know how. How? Like, what do you do? Where do you start? However, I went to college, got a degree. I was working in HR, ended up going viral in 2015 on Instagram. And I just took my platform, and I built off of it. And just like you said, I kind of took it day to day. And Jesse probably don't know this, but it took me a year too to book something when I booked my first role. So, you know, I put myself in classes because I was auditioning, but I was very green. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't.
No,
when I got in those classes, I was like, oh, this is how you do this. Oh, I need to use substitution for this. That's how I'm gonna cry. Or I have to remember when this happened to me when I was 10, so I can bring those emotions back. And I'm like, oh, so yeah, it was always something that I want to do. And it's just something that I'm keeping at. I do have a coach that I work with on my auditions. And then sometimes when I don't have auditions, I may go back from the auditions that I didn't get and work with my coach. Like, why do you think I didn't get it? Can we go over this again? You know, because I want to make sure that I'm ready. You know, I want to be ready for that. And, you know, you have to be prepared to get rejection. Rejection is, to me, I just take it like water off a duck's back now. It's like, before I was like, I was upset about it, but now it's water off a duck's back. Okay, what's next? Because, you know, one thing about me that I believe is manifestation, and God got his hands on me, so I'm good. I don't have nothing to worry about.
Amen.
Jenna?
So I'm originally from Philadelphia, and so I started when I was young. My mom didn't have a babysitter for me, so she was working the school plays, so she just tossed me up on stage, and I did my thing. She's like, oh Lord, she's gonna be an actress. So it was kind of something like that. And then I was in high school. I was going back and forth to New York auditioning, and like that was rough because I was just traveling from Philadelphia to New York. Like every day I would literally get pulled out of school. And then there was a talk about college and stuff like that. And I did go, and I went for a semester though. And I fell into a really bad depression, like really bad. I said, Mom, I don't know what's calling me to California, but I just need to go. And my whole family is scholars. Like they all graduated from UPenn and all these Ivy League schools. So I was the oddball out. Like, you don't want to go to school? I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't. And so I actually drew up a plan for my mom because she was paying for my college for 4 years. I said, well, look, here's a PowerPoint. You were going to pay for my college for 4 years, so just pay for California for 4 years. Like, help me out. And I really did a detailed. It's called the California plan. And I mapped it out, and she was like, wow, you're serious. And so I went. And so, you know, I've been here about like 5 years, but only in the last 2 years, I really felt secure in my career. I have a great team behind me. I'm secure in myself. Like the first couple years you get to LA, you experience a lot. You're not really set. You don't really know yourself. You know what I mean? And you just kind of trying new things and going into the wrong crowds and, you know, all that. But in these last 2 years, I really did find myself, and I realized that it may be on your timing, but it's not on God's timing. Like you may think that you want this right now. It has to be right now. But okay, God's like, I got a plan for you. Just hold on. Like it's not right now. And I think that's kind of saved me a lot because a lot of roles, like they've said, like you may audition 300 times. And I really love, Brie Larson actually put up a YouTube video, and she's like, all the roles that I didn't get. And there's a tremendous amount. She auditioned for Marvel 16 times before she got Captain Marvel. And she didn't want to do Captain Marvel. She said no 3 times. And her agents are like, okay, she said, yeah, but hold on, give her like 5 minutes. And she would go back and say, I don't want to do this. And they're like, yeah. She's still thinking about it. She's going to do it though. So this video, and this is actually, I watched this video right before I booked A La Carte. And I said, you know what, even if I don't book it, it's fine, because look at this woman. Like, she's auditioned for countless things and she didn't get it, or she's been close and all this. But I just realized that it's not on my journey. And if it takes a little longer to get somewhere, then that's okay, because those jobs that are probably I want, they're not the right jobs that are going to propel my career. And so, yeah, I just take it every day as I come. And that's what I would tell everybody. Like, just stay the course. Like, it may not be in your timing, but it's in God's timing. Just trust it. It's going to happen.
And I love that, because I love exactly what you said. It's, to me, what I got from that: when you let go and let God, your blessings come, you know, and it's when you try to do things on your own accord, it doesn't work. So lastly, I want to know quickly from each of you, what is next for you? I know I know obviously A La Carte, you know, season 2, you know, 3, 4, 5, I'm putting out that energy all out there for you guys, because I loved what I seen. But what is next for you guys career-wise, for each of you, individual projects, more stuff? Like, let me know. Jesse, we'll start with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, shoot, I'm actually going to Miami in the morning. I'm gonna go film something special with Wyclef Jean. I also have something that I did with Money Long recently for her upcoming single, so that's coming out soon. I think she's releasing that on the 13th. You know, of course, like A La Carte, and you know, I'm just gonna keep auditioning, gonna keep trying to secure more bags. I just finished 3 weeks ago. I did the next season of Wildin' Out, so that's probably gonna come out like late summertime. That's gonna be a really good season for me, because they let me sing everything. They're like, you know what? Well, I was like, I just made the conscious decision. I was like, you know what? Nobody else sings on this show, so I'm gonna sing everything this season. And so it worked out really well for me. So I can't wait to see that upcoming season. And yeah, just keep grinding.
I love that. Kendall?
Well, I'm wrapping Social Society tomorrow. And then, you know, of course, A La Carte comes out. I am still actively auditioning. My cocktail book is done. I just have to, yes, it's done. You know, it's nerve-wracking, because you don't know. I want to put it out, but you like, I don't know yet. I'm still trying to finish a couple things with that. Other than that, it's time to plant some more seeds, because I'll say this: the even years is always the years for me where I am planting seeds. I'm in meetings, brainstorming. And then the odd years is just like, boom, I'm just crazy busy. Because last year I had games people play, Social Society was going on. It was like when I was finishing one thing, the next thing was happening. I finished Social Society, October, we wrapped season 1, and then I rolled into A La Carte. So, you know, this is brainstorming season for me. So, yeah. But you know, you'll still see me now. You'll see this face pop up somewhere.
Yep. Been seeing you. So yes. Jenna?
Yeah, like everybody said, just auditioning. I write a few projects, so I'm trying to work with Chris O'Connor on that, and he's the co-executive producer for A La Carte. So I'm just writing, you know. I want to produce my own stuff, and then shop it around and like put my friends in there. You know, I want to put like my friends on. Like I want to really create a lot of stuff, and yeah, just auditioning, you know, and being happy. I want to enjoy my first TV show. Like that's what I want to enjoy. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I love that for you. And Pauline?
Yeah, like all my co-stars auditioning, and I have on May 8th the episode of The Rookie coming out, so it's a Mother's Day episode. And then A La Carte, of course, comes out every Thursday now, starting May 12th on All Blk. And I have a movie coming out, and I don't know when. It's sometime this year. It's called V for Vengeance.
On Paramount Plus.
Yes, on Paramount Plus. So yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. What I saw was amazing. I can't wait for the next 3 episodes to catch up, because y'all left me hanging after episode 3, and I was well upset sitting here like, what's supposed to go on? So I look forward to seeing you guys continue to do great things. Kendall, I do want to say, you talked about planting new seeds. You know, there's a lot of seeds you've probably already planted that need a little bit more watering. So go back to those ideas that you started. And also say, put out that book. Do not wait until it's perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. Drop it. And then if you have to do a part 2, a part 3, level up, but drop it. Don't sleep on your blessings. That's the one thing I wish I didn't do. And so I try to tell everybody, do not sleep on the blessings you have. If God ordains it, put it out there.
Yes, Jackie.
I needed
you
that,
guys.
Jackie. I needed to
I
hear
want
that.
you guys. And come to Toronto. I'm in Canada. Come for Caravana weekend. Okay.
Jesse is from Canada.
No way.
Montreal.
I never knew this.
Yeah, I'm going there in 2 weeks actually. Yeah.
I'm gonna message y'all separately. Hit me up, but hopefully you guys come for Caravana. But love and blessings and much light to you guys. Continued success for everything, and I just wish you guys just the best. Okay, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you guys in person or connecting again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.